What's up, good people? Welcome to Code Talk, episode 32 of the Solutions Only Evening Show. I'm your host, Victor Vinciant, and we are here to discuss the next conflict. What we do here. I like to highlight conflicts because we gotta work on solving our problems, man. And let me see here. Yeah, can y'all hear me a little bit better now? I'm over here doing my own sound check because my counterparts didn't make it in just yet. You know what I'm saying? No big deal. But yeah, I'm here to highlight conflicts, man, and discuss them in a way where we talk about solving problems, right? So I found this video on one of my people that follow my page sent it to me and told me to check it out, and I figured we do an intro, on it and review it. But one of the topics that's out here called femicide. And nobody's talking about how women don't protect each other from each other. They always talk about women, um, crying about protection or, like men not wanting to protect women, but not everybody deserves protection. That's my opinion. I think people deserve to be treated the way that they behave. And I don't cape for anybody to be treated better than the way that they behave. Because nobody else gets that type of exemption, you know, especially men. And this channel is really dedicated to um, respectful and responsible men that are doing the right thing. So I'm going to run a video in a little bit at like I go through the normal, catch up with everybody. So I'm gonna shout out the sponsor in a second, and here we go. So, for all of your needs concerning insurance, make sure you contact Leah McGee at State Farm. Yes, Code Talk is sponsored by Leah McGee and State Farm at McGeeForMe.com. You see the links, see the number. You can call her and get a wealth of information that will be associated with you expanding your portfolio and using insurance to your leverage to protect you and your family. So yeah, McGeeForMe.com, State Farm. Tell them Vic sent you. So the the topic for today is going to be, um, you know, what the next conflict is, and Antoine will be joining me shortly. Um, and I'm sure he has something he wants to say as well. And I'm gonna let him review this. Matter of fact, I'm gonna hold it till he gets here. You know, and I want to make sure I get his full, undivided commentary because he can deliver his message like nobody else can. And these things are important. These things are very important because I'm a firm believer that we can only go as far in our community as um, as the relationships between women allow. Because the women are the first teachers, the women are keepers of the culture. They, there's a lot of different um, responsibilities, implied responsibilities that go along with that. And I don't want that to get lost. I don't want that to get lost on what we got going on. Um, and people got to solve their own problems. But in order to work together, you have to realize who your real obstacle is first. So with that being said, when we get ready to review this video, we will have more insight. Hang on a second. I'm letting the group know. And for those you don't know, make sure you click the link in the caption and follow the Facebook group, purchase the merch, go check out the books, go check out all of the content. I'm starting a fundraiser, um, so we can push accountable masculinity further along. We got to be responsible for ourselves. And matter of fact, I'm gonna get ready to drop that link right now in the chat, so you guys can see where to make a donation, a contribution. There's been some people that's already sent, uh, what I'm saying, a donation. for the platform, but I'm trying to do something special and trying to bring people together and do more of a community style mixer with people that like solving problems. I feel like if you come up with smart topics, you get smart people in the room, and that's the way forward. So, you know, um, here's a start, and here comes the link as I put it out. And uh, uh, everybody wants to talk about community and relationships so much, but we don't talk about the conflicts. And the conflicts are the part where we have to fix what we got going on. And I'm not even talking about just this ain't about being race centric or anything like that. Your community is where you feel safe at, good, bad, and indifferent. And if we don't feel safe, then what kind of community do we have? Y'all know the answer to that. It's rhetorical. But the point is that we have to make ourselves um, comfortable with each other, and it's got to be done. Like diligently. You have to stay on it. There isn't much that anyone can do for you in general that you're not already prepared to do for yourself. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get this video going in a second while Antoine is coming in, and this lady is telling a story about a 65-year-old lady who ended up pow-powing a mother and her daughter for running up in her house and choosing violence for no reason. I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna let you guys take in what I watched.
My soul. That shit hurt my soul. She did not deserve that. Neither
Fair use. Fair use.
one of them, bro. Neither one of them. Shay didn't even give a damn about her life, y'all. She was trying to get to that baby. My partner said he told her to just be still, just like play dead. She was trying to get to that baby. She was crawling, trying to get to baby doll. Like real talk. She was trying to get to her man. My nigga went out trying to see about her kid. That's what happened. That's the truth. It might be a little pieces that's not there that's missing, but that's what happened. Yeah, they didn't come over here messing with that lady on no rah-rah shit. It wasn't nothing like that. They didn't run up in there fucking with her. They didn't run up in there tearing up her shit, nothing. They was tagging Tracy ass on that couch. And because of the animosity that she already had, or the fear that Shay may have already instilled in her, that lady went and got a gun and came back and killed them people in cold blood.
17-year-old Dre Nisha Willis, affectionately called Baby Doll, and her mother, 40-year-old Lanashea Pinkard, affectionately called Shay Mack, were a tightly knit duo. Shay's love for her children was evident across social media, a testament to the bond she shared with them. As a hard-working mom specializing in lash installations, Pinkard often spent time with her kids outside of work, ensuring they felt loved and cared for. She went above and beyond to provide for her daughter and granddaughter, ensuring they lacked nothing. However, despite their strong bond, disturbing patterns emerged from Shay's social media posts, depicting her daughter engaging in fights. While some may argue that Baby Doll wasn't always the instigator, the videos shed light on concerning behavior and questionable parenting. According to neighbors and social media, altercations with others were not uncommon for them. Tragically, their final confrontation resulted in both of their deaths, allegedly at the hands of a 65-year-old woman claiming self-defense. Welcome to the American Crime, Femicide channel. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future uploads. On April 23, just before 8 p.m., law enforcement responded to a report of a shooting in the 300 block of South Boulevard in Dallas, Texas. Upon arrival, they discovered a woman and a teenage girl with gunshot wounds. Both victims were rushed to a local hospital, where they succumbed to their injuries. The victims were identified as Dre Nisha Willis and her mother, Lanashea Pinkard. Following an investigation into the shooting, homicide investigators determined that 65-year-old Doris Walker was the shooter responsible for the deaths of Willis and Pinkard. According to Walker's account to the police, Willis had been involved in a confrontation with another woman who resided in the apartments on South Boulevard. This woman was brought into Walker's apartment. Walker claimed that Willis then called her mother to meet her at the apartment, and they forcefully entered. Walker alleges that Willis and Pinkard assaulted the other woman while also threatening to harm Walker. Walker stated to the police that she shot Willis as she attempted to leave the apartment and then shot Pinkard while she was inside. She claimed to believe Pinkard was armed, although she never saw a weapon. Additionally, Walker informed the police of ongoing issues she had with Pinkard and her family. However, a startling revelation has surfaced from a source closely connected to Willis and Pinkard. They assert that Walker, far from being a victim, was the instigator of the entire tragic episode and brutally ended the lives of the duo out of sheer animosity and hatred towards them.
My partner had
I don't know where you go with this right here. I think number one, you can't expect protection if you put yourself in a vulnerable situation. I think it's kind of, like, it's delusional. You really, like, what do you expect? Like, put yourself in the lady situation that did like, she's in her place, a mother and a daughter run up on her from everything that I can tell. And, you got to protect yourself or something. And you're going to end up in a situation where, you can't bounce back. But this is a good stopping point because the man of the hour, the most consistent person that I know is now in the building.
There you go.
What's up, man?
Let me put some light on in here.
Yeah.
I'm not too good at this yet. Ooh.
Oh, man, look, you've been doing this 3 years, man. Talking about you're not good at this. Stop it.
Yeah.
Get it out, man.
Okay. What is happening, world?
Yeah. Do I sound good? How I sound? Good.
You sound right now. Hey, did you get that sound? Did you get the sound box good working now? Figure out why it was coming from another source. It seemed like.
I don't know, man. Let me see. Does that sound better?
Oh yeah. There you go.
I got it. I got it.
Did, but yeah.
Hey, man. So hold up. So that means we got you. Did you get that? Did you get that one?
I got the you.
Did you get? Okay. What about this one right here? Nothing.
Doom.
Oh, that was
it was like doom.
Okay, that was like. Let me see. What about this one? You got the punches. Did you heard the punches? Okay. All right. Look, I've had to test this stuff a couple different times. Let me see if I can hear it over here as well.
Oh, don't start messing with it now.
Well, you should have been here for sound check. See, that's why I needed you here.
Am I on a delay?
You might be a little.
Am I on a delay?
You might be a little delayed.
Should I go out and come back in?
Yeah. Like, try this. Yeah, reset your camera or whatever and see if it works. While Antoine's getting himself reset. This is why like I try to do sound check. You know what I'm saying? And I work with Antoine. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, we got schedules, we got distance. It might be the fact that I'm sharing the screen. I don't know. Sometimes the the internet starts acting kind of crazy after a certain temperature in certain parts of the world. Maybe you got an issue over there, you know.
It's hot over here.
Say what is hot?
It's hot over here.
Yeah. Yeah. Uncle Junior is already saying, like, what's up with Antoine's blurry ass camera?
My camera's good. I'm seeing everything clear.
It's just it's your feed coming in on my end. I don't know, man. I'm not even on the Wi-Fi. I'm fine. I don't see a delay on my side at all. But
I'm good. I can hear you perfectly.
yeah, you hear me fine. Audio is not a problem. Audio is not the problem. It's the visual. So we're gonna
is my visual blurry?
Yeah, you're blurry. You're coming through blurry. I don't know, man. We're gonna work through it. You know, I don't want to mess up anything because it's as stable as I can get it. But man, what's up, man? What did I miss? Yo, did I lose you? Where'd you go?
Right here.
Hey, are you there?
Yeah.
I got a bad delay, huh? So yeah, it's definitely on your end. But man, I got a video that I was playing a little bit of. I'm gonna start it over in a second because it's only like 4 minutes through it. Yeah. Hey, the people in the comments they say we thought you lost him. You know, they ready to see you, man.
I'm here.
Okay. So we're gonna work through it, man. We can hear you. That's good enough. So last week when we were talking, when we got ready to close out the show, you brought up about white men or black women need to date white men at some point, right?
Yes.
To understand that, and then
Yeah.
you know,
I think they should.
You said you think that black women need to date white men, and so state that argument.
I just think when they date white men, first of all, they smile more. I think they're more fit. I think their hygiene is better. I think they take care of themselves. They lose all that ratchet shit because they know they can't bring that home to Brad's family, right? They form a complete sentence. They're pleasant to be around. They actually look at you and interact with you if they're amongst the setting of white people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're in training because obviously, generally speaking, the white guy ain't gonna marry them. But by the time they come back to the black side, they're in perfect marriage mode. And they know the difference between an idiot and spreading it for an idiot and saving themselves. They know what it's like to be treated well. So they know what to look for. It's like they've been in school. They've been educated, you know? They've been in an etiquette class for the last how many years they dated him. Because white men ain't marrying them in droves.
Well, that is that's a topic that I'm gonna sit back on, and I want to, because I wasn't even thinking of it the way that you are, but I'm always interested.
Look at them. Have you seen a black woman with a white guy? She's actually fit. The majority of them are actually fit. They know the difference between a spoon and a fork. Are you kidding me?
Ooh, wee.
That is the truth. You look. It's not me. This is not my thing. This is visually, you can see it. They're smiling from ear to ear on TikTok with that shit. And I think it's great. Most of them aren't even baby mamas. They get the good ones. They get the good ones because they know they can't bring that shit around Brad and his family. They know they got to be on their best behavior. Yeah, I'm being honest. I'm not joking. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a damn good thing.
Shateka says if they take black women home in the South, there may be no return trip. You know, this is a shout out to Shateka, you know, always around and somewhat participating. I know she got a lot that she does on social media as well, but I'm glad you had time to, you know, jump in and see what's going on with the pod. Shout out to my man Travi who shared the post, shared the pod. Well, those of you on Facebook or YouTube, make sure you already you know what I'm saying, sharing this and participating. I appreciate everybody that supports the platform. Man, this is the platform for the hard conversation though, man. And that is not an
And
easy
an
topic
honest
to discuss.
conversation. An honest conversation. This isn't my feelings. You can't tell me.
Yeah,
You can't tell me when you see a black woman with a white man, it's the same reaction or the same demeanor as if she was with a black man. You can't form that argument and make me believe it. Shit, even Serena Williams knew better than to do that.
man, look, I tell you what, bro. Like
Serena Williams
I
wanted that good hair. That's what she wanted. And as far as Candace Owen, she said that black shit stops with me. That's how she went down.
we, you
That's the
know,
truth.
man, look, you need to go on. You know what? Uncle Junior,
Shit.
aka Garfield, he says you should go on pop up on Kendra G. That would be hilarious.
Kendra G, shit, man. I'm still wondering I still think Kendra G is bald underneath all that shit.
Oh man, let's not do that.
I still think Kendra G is bald underneath all that shit. Have you seen the women that Kendra G really interviews and that come on and want looking for a man?
So check this out then.
No, wait. On a serious dating podcast, have you really just watched it and see the type of women that come up to her and say they want a high value man or a good man? I mean, you look at them and you go, are you like, they're really serious, genuinely want a good man after they done do all that ratchet shit. And it's like I'm looking at them going like, huh? Like he doesn't have a preference too?
Look, hey, I gotta look, Antoine, you are not afraid to say what you gotta say. And I've always
What is there to be
appreciated
afraid
that.
of? If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. I'm open.
Yeah. And then like after you say something, I always sit with it for like 24 hours, right? And then I wait to see if something pops up that fits exactly what you're going to talk about. And I bookmark it because I can kind of anticipate, like certain things. Because when you say stuff, man, it pops up and it's not even anything that I've been looking for. So to your point, I'm going to play a video that captures exactly what you're saying. And I want you to, weigh in on it. Watch this. Hey, fair use. Watch this.
Look at the nail. There you go. Looking in his eyes. Look at that. There you go.
Something better.
There you go. Look at that behind his head. And she actually looks like she actually has an emotion and feeling behind it.
Yeah.
She ain't running. She wants the world to see that. Are you kidding me? Come on now.
Yeah. It's name's
That
Tara Hunter.
was a black man, he'd probably get a fist bump.
So that's Tara Hunter, and she was obviously in the Olympics in the track and field and stuff, right? And look at the size of that woman.
Look at the size of that woman's waist.
Hey, you everything that you've been saying is kind of like in this little clip, you know what I'm saying, over and over again, And
look at that. She's looking directly in his eyes. Directly in his eyes. She ain't even looking around. If anybody's looking at her, she's looking directly at him. It's all about him, and it's her victory. Look at that. Look at that. There you go, a little jump up. She ain't looking at nobody else. That's the way it should be.
So I gotta ask, are you in effect saying, because I know you've been heavy on the relationship stuff, you know what I'm saying? Are you in effect saying that it's in their best interest right now? Like, is it everybody's best interest to date out right now?
Yeah, I think the hatred between the black man and the black woman runs too deep. I think it runs too deep. There's no way they're coming back from that shit. There's no way they're coming back from that. There's no way they're coming back from that. That's all over social media. And maybe people are cashing in on the topic and cashing in on the rhetoric about it, but that's all they ever talk about. I mean, they could talk all they want, but There ain't nothing left for black men here. If what 70 or 60 or 70% of most black women are baby mamas, who want that? Shit, what's left for the good guys like me? How can I find that? I'm looking for a fresh one. How the hell am I gonna find that?
I thought you had abandoned the fresh one. What's
Well, I mean, I've abandoned it, but don't mean I ain't looking. Jeez, just because I'm on a diet doesn't mean I don't look at the dessert menu. I mean,
Man.
Dude, I'm not saying something that's not out there already. I'm not saying something new. People know this. I'm not saying something new.
I don't disagree with what you're saying. Like, you're definitely not saying something that's not already out there, right? But I guess I want to make sure that we have a responsible conversation about the topic, because it's been the elephant in the room for a very long time. I think that, if black men and women can't get past their own relationship obstacles, right, and they still desire marriage, then it's time to have a realistic conversation about ending that conflict and finding, options outside of what you've already experienced. Like, you got to kind of like do the opposite of just do something different, right? At some point,
Well,
we
come on,
say
you're talking about marriage, though, right? Let's be honest. Black women don't get married. Black women have babies. They don't get married. They have babies. You're acting like the marriage rate between a black man and a black woman is some extravagant thing.
So
it's not.
So how but how realistic is that then? See, if you say most black women are baby mamas, right?
Is it statistically? Am I wrong? Wait a minute. Statistically, am I wrong?
No, you're right. I'm not even debating the data.
Okay.
The data is the data.
Right. And even if they say they're living, even if they say that they have a living man, it's 4 or 5, 6 years. Why don't they get married? Make it a nuclear.
So are you still saying? So what's the suggestion for black women that don't have children? Are you telling them to still date white men?
Yes. If it's not a quality black man, don't spread it. Yes. Don't waste your time. If this guy can't form a sentence and doesn't have a full-time job, don't waste your time. I don't care how good the D is. Don't. You're just gonna get spoiled goods. You know what I mean? Go to Whole Foods. It's a lot better than Ralph's and Vons. That's a low end grocery store.
So which men would you so like you got the black women that you're talking about that fit in the single parent element, right? Are you saying that the men that are also single fathers, are those men desirable men still or not?
Well, unfortunately, that's a double standard, right? Because it's not looked upon as a man having kids the same as a woman having kids. Let's be real. It's not, right? And if a man is taking care of his kids and doing what he needs to do, it's still not looked down upon as it is of a woman taking as a woman, right? Because a woman gives up that higher honor, right? There's nothing higher than that you can give a man. So let's start right there. And it's looked upon that if a woman did get married, the marriage didn't work out, she is a mother, that looks a lot better to the next man than if she just, oh, he was an idiot, oh, he was this. Yeah, but he got the best of you. And with 17 forms of contraceptives, in my head, I'm thinking as a smart man, you couldn't think of one? Because every woman I've slept with, I always said, do I want this woman for the rest of my life looking at me? And do I want that kid looking like me? I've always asked myself that. So I've always put my career and my life first. A little bit too extreme, because that's why I am where I am right now. But I've always put that first. Do I want to be stuck with this person in front of me? And I think if I'm a woman and I know I look good, I may not have the greatest job, but I got my stuff together, I'm gonna go for the highest tier man. She should go for the highest tier man. Dimes cost money. Fat women are for broke men because they can't afford. It's within their financial demographic, right? That's Chuck E. Cheese, McDonald's, and Burger King, right? That's what it is. But if you want a man of stature, he's gonna look and ask you these things. He is. I don't care who you are. I know my friends that are in that category ask these things. So I know what I'm talking about because I'm around these men. So if you want a top tier men, you got to bring. It's not. We don't. I mean, it really is true what Kevin Samuel said. Men really don't care about how much you make. But if you got your stuff together, and you are aspiring to do better, and you got your bills in check, and you got a car, maybe it ain't the greatest car, but it's together and it works, and you can come and see me, and you're emotionally ready, financially independent in your own mind and taking care of yourself. You don't need. When a woman tells me she needs her nails and hair done, that just tells me she can't afford her own upkeep, so she's doing something wrong, right? Because what were you doing before me? That's all I hear when a woman tells me.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, if it's a necessity, but I think women I for one believe that women want money from men that they don't really like.
Well, yeah, it's a game out there now.
Yeah, like
They should. If you're hot, you should demand that. Oh, I agree. If you're hot, you should demand that. It's up to the man to vet you and see if you're a gold digger. But if you're hot and you carry in two beautiful drumsticks, let me tell you, if I was a woman, I would want the top tier man. Why not? I can get it. I can get it. Okay. And that's a fact, because that's why these women are swiping left all the time on Bumble, and because they're hot. They're looking for the best one.
Okay,
they're looking for the one that has everything.
So what about the women that actually fumble good men? Because nobody talks about
the women that what?
The women that actually fumble good men, like
that fumble good men.
Yeah.
You mean like mess up?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying when I say fumble.
If they fumble a good man and they're still not, and there's no kid out of it, they should learn from their mistakes and move on. Don't try to get that man back, because you already showed.
Yeah. What happens if a kid comes out of it though? And like,
okay, but were they married or not? Let's be specific. I need to be specific.
Okay. I got a video. I'm gonna find it in a second, and I'm gonna play for you. Okay. But like, I made a post last year sometime, and I said I believe women fumble good men far more than men fumble good women. And
yeah. Where'd my camera go?
Yeah, you lost your camera, man.
Oh, sorry about that.
And it's interesting because like as time goes, you know, after we make these statements, because now we're just talking about the things that we've already, you know, like we're getting the visual that goes with it, the optics that captures what we've been saying for like the last couple of years. And we got a lot of conflicts, man. You know what I'm saying? Where you know, where people have to accept that somebody has a choice not to choose them.
It's the man. Listen, the man's the one that gives you the title. That's why when women tell me they're a queen, I go, "Who appointed you?" Because the last time I checked, you need a king for that. You can be a self-proclaimed queen all you want. That's not what the market's going to show you, because obviously you're single as fuck. So doesn't really do nothing for me or any other man. Yeah. But a man that's got himself together, he looks for the finer things in a woman, right? Because people have to understand. I always relate it to my art. You know, people that don't understand art, to understand art is to understand the finer things in life, because that's where art dwells. Okay, so you have to understand that level. You know, people will look at a man and say, "Oh, what a waste of money. He bought $1,000 shirt." No, he bought the shirt that he knows he's not going to see in the street that somebody else is wearing anytime soon. And for you to notice that shirt's $1,000 lets you know what status he's at. He's not buying it for the sake. And that $1,000 is $100 for you and I.
So, pivoting back to, you know, like the statement you made last week that led us into this week's show about black women dating black men, dating out pretty much.
They should date out. Yeah,
you said specifically date white men. Though.
Yes, date out. Yes, okay. They need to date out. They need to get a reality check of what men, because they don't respect the black man, right? We're not going to get respect anytime soon.
I'm glad that you said that, because that is the context of everything that you're saying. Like that's why, like, I bring the topic back, because it's not that they need to date out and this is what they need. This is the circumstance of why they need to date out, because you're saying that the lack of respect for the black man should, like, from black women, well, go try it somewhere else and see if it works.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So,
ultimately what I hear, you know.
yes, I'm telling you, yes. It's not,
Because as a black man, you're not saying black men aren't good enough for you. You're just
oh no,
saying
I'm not saying that. They don't respect the black man. We will never be. Listen, every time you see a respectable black man, a black woman sees a respectable black man, he's either gay, down low, he's hiding something, or he's going to cheat on her. You're coming in with, if you're even looking at him like that, he hasn't even said hi yet. And then after, when you do see a black man, you got your hard face on. Who the hell wants to talk to that? Because I know I wouldn't. So what do you want and then when you see him with a white man, you think he's selling out. We can't win. So I'm saying, instead of complaining about the black man, go and try it somewhere else and get educated. Because you know what? You smile more. And you're happier. And you're telling your
problem.
Right. And you're also telling, don't you see how they show off the white man to the black women that look at them? This is a competition between them. We don't give a shit. This is a competition between the black. They always have to showboat it, highlight it, post it. You go on TikTok, you see those women talking about, listen, ladies, take my advice, go marry a white man. Look at the size of this. You really think that, like, really? Like, is that a flex? Like, I'm happy you're doing it. Because look at the way you're talking. And you're actually boasting about your man. Even if a black man gave you a ring like that and it didn't work out between you and him, the difference between you and the white woman is the white woman would give it back to him.
Let me put something around everything that we're discussing right here, right?
Okay.
Off the top of my head.
And I stand by everything I'm saying right now, by the way. I'm not just...
I know that. I know.
Okay.
But
I want to put that disclaimer in there because they think, oh, what would he... No.
Because, like, the truth is that black men and women still marry each other 85 to 93% of the time.
Yeah, black men are loyal.
Yeah, we are. Like, typically,
Yeah.
I think
marry
black
a woman like that if it was the right one. Shit. Yeah, as long as she comes
because you would recognize it because you would recognize it because, like, the opportunity of, I think a man, this is why I say women fumble men more than men fumble women, because the man is relationship minded in more cases than not in these situations when it comes down to relationships, because you have to be able to make certain assurances. You can't go into a relationship guessing. You have to either be both be mentally and financially ready for it anyway. So you can't even talk about it unless you are. And if you're complaining more about it, it's something about you that's not right. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got yourself together, you're looking for something that matches what you got going on. You're not going through the people that cause your complaints, and then forming your assessments off of that. So let me play this video real quick, so I can get your take on it.
Where do you find
on TikTok just giving a confession that how she lost a good man? Let's review it.
So y'all want to hear how I fumbled a good man?
Fair use.
Yes.
So 2 years ago, I was dating before I had my second child. I was
child number 2. Got it.
Dating. I was dating 2 guys. It wasn't even.
Hold on. You're dating 2 guys. See, fellas, you see, and these women think that's normal to do that. The man say, okay, we in a relationship, and she say, yeah, but she got somebody else. That's why these dudes don't trust y'all.
In dating. Well, yeah, you could say that. So I just couldn't make time for the first guy. And he was a good man. He's in the medical field, no kids, single. He was a good man, but our work schedules was so messed up. But then I met my baby daddy, and we worked together. He was my work husband.
Oh, Lord. See, this is why guys don't like that don't like to even hear that, because you heard what she said. Her work husband became her baby daddy. And if you have some woman that you're in a relationship with, your wife talking about, oh, it's my work husband. The term husband should only be for your husband, not nobody else talking about my work husband. Because if you are both straight, you hang with each other too long, you know, if you go eventually go become emotionally connected. And if you're emotionally connected, eventually you're gonna become physically connected. You understand?
Started off as my work husband. Then I kind of strayed away from the first guy and started really focusing on my baby daddy, thinking I found my Prince Charming.
Yeah, thinking don't work too well for some of you.
That was one goofball mistake. Fast forward to now, he's getting married, and he's a good man. He's a good man. Great provider. Great, like. And then here's me, being a single mother of two, hurting for certain. Hurting for mother certain. Being this independent. Ooh.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Because y'all always do that. See, I told y'all, and I said this many times on this show, God has put a lot of good men in your pathway. Actually, several good men that he wanted to bless you with to you to have a family and have a great life. And unfortunately, a lot of you pass on the good man that God put in your pathway for some scrub. But let's continue.
No, I'm a survivor. You know what? Just put a red nose on me and call me Ronald McDonald.
Hello, Ronald.
Goofball of the month century. All because I thought I found my husband and my second baby daddy. Goofy. Goof mother E. Goofball. Who's a goofy? You's a goofy. I unfriended him. When I saw that whole big proposal.
Oh, so she still had the man on her Facebook all this time. So she said, listen to why she unfriended the man.
I unfriended him and took him off my page. Because who's a mad? Mad alert, mad alert. Females fumble good men. And I fumbled him.
So she was mad when she seen on Facebook him proposing. See, that could have been her. And that's a lot of their origin story. See, brothers, a lot of time when you see them being very, very bitter and upset, or certain brothers just triggering or angry response, it's not even that brother on social media, or, you know, women like this get mad at the passport bros. Women like this get mad at a brother that gets in a relationship, you know, with whoever he wants to get in a relationship with, right? A lot of it is not that brother. It's the fact is that brother probably reminds her of a guy that she allowed to get away. It could have been her with that nice proposal. It could have been her in the house. It could have been her with the husband. It could have been her having a partner that just loves her to death. But she chose the work husband. And now she has egg on her face. According to her, she is Ronald McDonald. Ladies, if you get a good man and you see he's a good man, let me tell you something. Y'all ladies make time for whatever you want to make time for. It don't matter about somebody's work schedule. You know how to make time for somebody. If you know he's a good man, no man is going to be perfect. You see, because in the Western world, a lot of you modern women got this silly idea of what a man should be, and he needs to be this perfect guy. Let me tell you something. The good men is not going to be perfect. They're not. The good men are dedicated to their careers or their businesses. the good men may not prioritize some of the things that Pookie and Ray Ray or just some sorry guy that y'all like prioritizes, but he is a man on a mission, and he's a man that's going to be something in life. And one thing about women, there's a lot of women out here looking for a good man. And if you won't get him, some woman gonna get him in America, or some woman gonna get him throughout the world. Because trust me, there are women that are waiting today on a good man. They hope you fumble the good man so they can get him. And that's exactly what happened to this one. I don't feel bad for her at all, at all, at all, at all. I do these videos to show a lot of you younger women that could be watching, as these are cautionary tales. So when you meet that good man and you know he's a good man, you know it. Be with him. Oh, but he dressed a certain way. Look, get with him anyway. You can help him with his wardrobe if it's going to make him look better. Oh, well, I just, he's not as tall as it. Well, you can't make nobody grow in height, but height doesn't mean love. Height doesn't mean provision. Height doesn't bring character. Doesn't bring any of that. Height is just something that you like. It's like a man saying, I'm only going to date women that got double D breasts. And if she ain't got that, I ain't dating her. That would be, most women say, that's dumb. You're going to pass up on good women just because she don't have a pair of double Ds? That's equivalent to what y'all saying about being tall or a man being short. It's stupid. It doesn't even make sense. You reject people based on their character. What's in their character that's bad? Because one thing is, men, once the looks get your attention, but the character is what keeps the man. That's what keeps him. Your character will enhance your beauty, or your character will make you ugly. How many times have men say, yeah, she may be attractive, but man, that's an ugly woman once you get to know her. Them looks gonna get fade real quick. So stop passing up on good men, or you're gonna be just like her. But y'all let me know what y'all think of, about what's going on here, and how many of you men have been passed over, but now you're married, and some of the women that passed you over either messaged you or made a comment on your wedding photos.
Come on, Antoine. What you got?
I mean, what do you want me to say? He's right.
Did he miss anything? Like, because I know.
Well, I don't agree with him that because you can't really see character. You have to have some sort of attraction to get you over there. He's right about that. Listen, looks get you over there. What comes out of your mouth determines if a man will stay. Okay, that's how it is, right? And you can you could say what you want and want what you want. Just don't expect delusional results. You know what level you're coming in at, right? I've been passed up. I can't tell you how many times by black women because of my height, right? But then after, then they find out information about you, you realize they come around for a second fold. And you're like, well, obviously I know why. I'm not stupid, right? And then if you ever go to a Latin club and you see all these tall, fine-ass Latin women with short guys, you ever notice that? Because they don't give a shit. They look for the man, and if he's a good man. You ever notice that? If you go into a Latin club, Latin guys are not the tallest of men. But I'll tell you this, they have the sexiest of women on their arms when you go into these clubs. And I'm talking about the real ones, right? I'm not saying you can't. I have certain qualities that I would like to see in a woman too. But unlike a woman, I'm able to, you know what? Let me just talk to her. Let me see what I can let me see if I could find out more about her. And I think that, and as a man too, like men have to get their game up too. You can't be a guy living in your basement and expect a dime. It's not going to work because, dates cost money and shit. Unless you're in school and everybody's broke.
You got to change your bait.
Yeah, you got to change. You got to change your bait at certain times. You gotta adjust to the market like everything else. Unfortunately now she just ruined herself, right? 2 baby daddies. You're done. You're done. You're done. No man of stature is gonna take that shit on, right? You'll get smashed. There'll be a guy to hook up with you and shit, but you're not gonna find a guy of stature. He doesn't want that. What is he gonna do with that? I have to vet 2 baby daddies now to make sure they don't come after me. That's done. You're a done deal. You're done. Stick a fork in it. And she knows it too, right?
Yep.
She knows it too. And what I don't understand, and I'll keep saying it, I don't understand why would you? I get you're horny. I get that. I don't understand why you just don't think about your preserving oneself as a woman. You want it? Okay, go after it. You want that thing? Go after it. I get it. But god damn, do you really? Why don't you preserve yourself? You know? So unfortunately, yeah, she's cooked. She is yeah, she's cooked. She's done.
It's a done deal, huh?
Yeah, she can't even get a white man. You don't want that. She's done.
So that's so that is the video that, you know, obviously that kind of packages into this conversation as well, you know.
And it's unfortunate too. I really feel sorry for her too, because you know, I just she. It's like she thought with the wrong head, you know. She was thinking with the wrong head. Unfortunately,
rule number 5.
You know,
that's all. Rule number 5. Rule number 5, man. Like it's okay to go venture, but there's certain risks that come with the venture that you go on.
Yeah.
And nothing changes your life faster than creating another life.
And for what I don't understand, for the majority of black women, it's easier to have a kid than walk down the aisle and get married. You know, and before you say it doesn't mean anything, it does. It means the most important thing, commitment. He's able to do it. Like, I don't understand why you can't put that together. Like, it does show something. It does signify something. He's able to commit. And I'm not talking these long, endless engagements. That's just him keeping you around on a string. I don't know if women know that, but a guy gives you a ring. If you ain't his wife in a year, because you could go to justice of the peace and have the big shing ding later on. If a guy gives you a ring on one knee and gets down and it's his savings, and he doesn't marry you in a year, you're done. And if you tell him that you want the biggest wedding and he has to save, that you right there, you're not committed to him because you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't even think I want a big wedding. I mean, the wedding is for the wife anyways. All we get is a bachelor party, and she determines what we wear and what it looks like. We don't get nothing out of it. It's not like I'm going to say, oh yeah, I like those drapes. Yeah, that hall looks great. You know,
that's so funny you brought up a bachelor party, and I got another video I want you to watch. I took some time to pull some clips just for you.
I can see that.
No, because like I don't have, like, when you going back to the original topic, because I want to make sure I rehash that.
I like the original topic.
The original topic is that black women should date white men and date out in general because they have to take ownership that they don't respect black men.
Right. They don't.
That I want to make sure I capture everything that you were saying.
And the hatred runs too deep between the black man and black woman. It just runs too deep. It's a done deal. It's cooked.
And then you just started talking about weddings and bachelor parties, right?
Right.
What were you saying just then before I play this video? Because I want to hear it again.
I said, listen, the big wedding is for the wife. It's for the girl. Men don't really care. We just have to make sure we don't wake up too intoxicated after our bachelor party, because that's all we get. She's determining what the colors are going to be, the flowers, the arrangements. The only thing we get to do is pick out the ring. You know what I mean? And that's it. And pay for it. But we don't get really, I mean, they don't ask us our advice. What we're going to do? Do you like this flower arrangement? I like that one. Yeah, that's why I'm going with this one. Like, you know. So
play this real quick for you. So this is a lady that she's revealing what men have confessed to her at bachelor parties.
As to the reason why they were marrying their wives. And while I expected for the men to react the way that they reacted, I was actually more shocked at the women. And thank you to all of the women who gave me an overwhelming positive response. I just wanted to address the ones who just don't quite get it. The men confessed to me why they were marrying their wives, but they never confessed to their wives why they were marrying them. If these same men confess to their wives what they confess to me, they know that they would not be married. They convince their wives that they love them and that they need them and their lives would be better if they were in it. If she can make you a better man under the guise of love, then you'll stay and you'll labor for that love. Sweetheart, I know men who have a 20-year game plan on you. They're marrying you and they want to raise the children in the household because they know you're going to do the majority of the labor. And after 20 years, they already have a game plan to get out of the marriage. So while you think that a man is obsessed with you and he loves you, or you think that I may be bitter, I'm only telling you what they've told me. Everything that I'm telling you, this is what men have told me. Yes, men have actually told me that they have a 20-year game plan. They marry you for your skills. They marry you because it is better for them to be seen as married in front of their colleagues. They marry you for utility. But when they walk you down that aisle, it's for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health. But when you get sick, they bring their girlfriends to the funeral. And to those of you who tried to comfort me to say that I was getting paid to do a laborious task by performing, no, sweetie, it's quite the opposite. I was actually paid to sit honestly and to listen. Unlike most married women who have to be unpaid psychologists and psychotherapists and nannies and mothers to their men. My message is to save you, woman, especially you, black woman. And if you're really hell bent on coming for me to exposing men for what they have actually told me out of their mouths, you better hope that your husband or future husband isn't getting a dance from a future exotic dancer explaining to her why he married you.
Okay, let's be real. Say it's a woman leaving from an airport. So it obviously happened to her, right? That's her scenario she just laid out. And she embellished a lot of it, right? Now she's coming into the relationship like that. That's coming into a relationship disingenuous. She's scorned, right? Because it happened to her. That's the story I'm getting from this right off the bat, right? She's bitter. She's gonna try to dog all men. So right there, I'm not even convinced. But women will hear this and say, "Yeah, you're right. It happened to me too." And they'll do the little powwow and shindig dance and all come together and make more videos.
Yeah, like this is the way I look at it. I don't know if it's real or whatever. I don't have a reason to doubt it at all.
I do.
Because I look and hear me out.
Okay.
I started thinking of it this way, man. Because like remember we did the episode on skits, and you were like, "That's a skit," but I didn't want to take away the actual feeling from it because there's a lesson still in it. The lesson of it is real, right? So I just started taking everything as face value, and then I've always taken things on social media as face value, not just look for the lesson in it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But let's just say everything that she's saying is real. And then how does this factor into when you say the date out part? Because if let's just say a bunch of women follow her guidance and in the situational awareness that she's trying to give them, and then they hear what you say, go date out. How does that package well? Like how well does that package up with each other? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
because like, go ahead. That's just
no, go ahead. I'll let you finish. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, like how does this feed your point, or how does it counter it? How does it help it? Do you see what she's saying as being useful to what you're talking about, or do you see where do you fit this video into your thought about black women needing to date out?
Well, listen, I don't know why people find it so hard to say it's okay to pick wrong. You picked wrong. Nothing wrong with that. I picked wrong.
Man,
But
hey, say it.
I picked wrong. But it's okay. You don't have to judge all men because you picked wrong. Or you can't. I don't. If I was to judge every woman by my choices, shit, I would be anti-woman right now, right? Because some of them pulled some of the worst stuff ever. Shout out to my last one. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. So there's nothing wrong. I don't know what's the big deal if you picked wrong. Like you made a mistake, it didn't work out, but you don't score to everyone. Now, if you're coming into a relationship now, if this woman's going into the next relationship, she meets a good man. Look at what he has. Look what kind of wall he has to break down. There's no way he's doing that. There's no way he's spending enough time to break down that wall. You're already coming in. You're already coming in damaged goods, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that she's gonna put him through the ringer, he is not gonna put up with it. You know,
that's kind of
like every other man that left is gonna be the answer.
Yeah, that's that. Shout out to Consistency Fitness 365, who kind of like, you know what I'm saying, kind of capturing exactly what I said before. Said she could be scorned and still be right.
I never said she could be wrong, but I don't. But okay, no, but for the sake,
I'm not saying that you said it either. I'm just saying like face value for social media is the standard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then you have your thoughts, like you've been saying before, on like trying to create better options for yourself and get more experience in the. I think ultimately it amounts to getting more relationship experience before getting serious about what you really want.
Right.
Because you don't really get a chance. You don't get many options to test things out. You just got to go with the decision that you made. Like you said, that's why picking right the first time is very important. But because
correct.
Whatever decision you make, you got to live and die with it.
Let's be real. There's no such thing as picking right because it cannot work out down the line. I mean, you're picking with the best possible options and outcomes. I mean, you can't have prediction on stuff like that. Feelings change. We're talking about emotions and feelings and all that sort of stuff. We're not talking about being set up, or what do you call that? When you get arranged marriage. We're not talking that.
Yeah, you're not talking about being betrothed to anyone.
You can't control what others do. I'm just saying, like, if women are going into relationships, they really have to vet the man. And if it doesn't work out, you chose poorly, you can't blame all men down the line. Like I can't blame all women down the line. That's how it is. It just didn't work out. And listen to me, man. And getting back to the original topic, man. Listen, it's obvious black women today do not support and respect the black man. Go to the white man. Go get a taste of reality. Go get some education. Go get some schooling. You'll be in an etiquette class. Go see if that blonde hair will work on your head. Go see if those long nails would work. Go see if those eyelashes will work. Go see if that scotch tape hair on your head will work. Go. Take your ass over there and go, because all you're going to do is get cleaned up and come back here.
Yeah.
That's all it's going to be. And the ones that don't make it back here, congratulations. Now you're a married, honest woman and looking to produce another nuclear family. Great. I'm even happy for you.
Man,
I'm even happy for you.
It's only been an hour, man. You said so many things that, like, it makes sense. Like, it's hard truth. It's a lot to consider. It makes sense, but it's not necessarily everybody else's journey. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
It's always more difficult to process when it's not something that you have to be concerned with. Like if you got your preferences and you know how to get what you want, listening to other people is a lot more interesting because some things are just harder to believe than what people are really willing to understand and accept, right?
Right.
So, and listening to
I'm a man. Look at me. I'm a man, right? So I'm saying, as a man, I'm saying, listen, baby mamas aren't my first choice, and I have my stipulations in that, right? And I have certain things I look for. But at my age, I have to be realistic that most women either been married or have kids. Now, what the arrangement with the father is, I don't know. That's where I'm going to do some serious vetting. If he's in jail, I will never be with you if he's in jail because he's there for a reason. He committed a crime and he's only going to be looking for you when he gets out. And I'm not going to be the guy opening the front door. Right? And I'm not going to be the guy walking home after taking you out for dinner. Some guy jumped me from the bushes. I ain't going to be that guy. I'm not doing that. Right? So there's going to be a vetting process that I do for that because I'm realistic. Listen, I don't mind getting. Listen, you think I'm unrealistic being 5'6", what women look for, really? But I make up for it in other areas, and if you don't give me the opportunity and the chance, that just tells me about you. You're in it for the wrong reasons, anyways, right?
Look,
and like I don't mind somebody else doing the heavy lifting. I don't mind. I don't mind. I'm confident. I'm so comfortable in my skin. There's nothing a woman could tell me to throw me off my game. What is she gonna? I'm still gonna get paid. I'm still gonna look this handsome. I'm still gonna have my house and my car. I'm still gonna do what I do best. Draw.
Talk to him, Antoine. Tell him what your limitations are.
Women need to understand, right? If a man is secure in who he is, like myself, there's nothing you can tell that man to throw him off his game, because the only thing you're spewing is telling him what he doesn't want in a woman, which is you, right? You. Men that are confident, handle themselves a certain way, short, tall, they don't care about what you have to say because they know what they want. They know what they're waking up to, right? We grant you marriage. You grant us sex. It's always been like that. Kevin Samuels popularized it, but we always knew it. Looks and height goes out the window when we're standing on our wallet. What, you think Kevin Hart would be Kevin Hart and married to a 6-foot woman if he wasn't Kevin Hart? I mean, let's be real, right? David Spade, another one. Look at George Lucas. I mean, you look at the black woman he married. That woman's thinner than most modern women today, right? And if you hear that woman talk, you go like, God damn, she's a Condoleezza Rice incarnate. So I don't just know. I wish women would know this. And when you think you're getting a free dinner out of him, any man would know it's a tax write-off. A good man would know it's a tax write-off. And you know what? He just didn't want to eat alone. So that extra $50 he spends on you, it's company, because he's not feeling it like you think. So I don't understand this whole thing of why people are making it so complicated to get together. That's what I'm going to say. Is that off topic though? I don't want to stay on topic though.
No, I think that's in the same. Look, this week is your topic, man. You know what I'm saying? When you say stuff. I just when you say stuff, I just go research, and I pay attention to what I see, and I'm like, does this fit next week's conversation? You know, because sometimes when you say something, like I just pause and I wait for, you know, like certain things to pique my interest, to like, okay, that's kind of what we discussed last week. You know, how does this package into, like what the point that Antoine makes? Because like, if it's just your point alone, it's going to be a discussion, right? And that's it. But when I see something, I'm not sure if every clip that I find fits your point, but like, it's still in the spectrum because it's so many different angles of how to look at this topic, you know, that could be missed or overstated or just, you know what I'm saying, not even referenced. But like, so far, everything that we've discussed so far fits into the reason of why you said what you said. Yeah, I'm looking for the why.
And listen, I'm open for discussion. If you think I'm wrong about something, okay, pull up with. But I don't want to hear the I feel like. I don't want to hear about I feel like. No, I don't want to hear that. I'm not doing that. Bring some facts. Bring something that tells me I'm wrong. Because you can't tell me the dating world between the black man and the black woman is good. It's not good. It's over. It's done. It's finished. You don't want us, and we definitely ain't chasing you. The passport bros started for a reason. Is it as big as everybody makes it out to be? No. But the fact that it's being said and being discussed shows that men are on their game now. Who woke that up? Kevin Samuels. Is it a topic that it's a topic he popularized, but it's not something that men haven't been discussing in barbershops and amongst themselves. Right? The high value man, this is where him and I disagree. I don't believe it. Being wealthy has a very strong compartment about it, but I don't believe it's the end all be all of a high value man. A high value man to me deals with his content. What is in a sense that he's got his stuff together as a man and he's only excelling. He's only growing as a man. He's only going to propel himself. Now, if a man gets complacent and he's stuck like that and that's all he's doing, well, that's the level of him. I don't think any man should stop that. I think men are determined. Men should be determined to be providers for life. You know, because that's what our role is. It's been like that since the dawn of time. Hunters and gatherers. Women are cookers and providers and nurturers and all that stuff. You know,
Everyone wants to smoke.
There's no smoke really. I want to have an honest conversation. You know, about the situation we're in today, and I would love to bring people together. You know, I think the discussion should be about. But when you go and I mean, let's be real, okay? A 30-year-old woman with the 3/4 ass turns, tongue sticking out, peace sign. That's cringeworthy to look at. What's the end goal you want? Of course, guys are gonna go into your DMs. Oh, baby, you look sexy, hot. Give the fire emojis and all that sort of shit. What's the end goal? Like, what's your end goal? Because you know what, you're getting up there in age, and it's becoming cringeworthy now. Yeah, your ass is good, but this year it's hanging a lot more. I don't know. I just feel that. How
does economics package into what you're saying too?
Because what do you mean? Give me something specific about it.
Well, I'll say this: inflation affects everybody, right?
I don't know why these women want to be alone in this time. Woo. 2 paychecks is better than one. I don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah. So
I mean, I don't know. I'm able to work till I can't. Men are work till we drop. I don't know what you guys are thinking about. I have no idea what they're thinking about. Good luck. And you know, women say, "Oh, I got my real estate properties, and I got this, and I got that." I always look and go, "You know, you ain't gonna want to manage that when you're 70s and 80s. You know, you ain't gonna want to drive around looking at the property." Come on.
I don't think they're thinking that far.
That's what I'm trying to say. They're not realistic. You know. We do the heavy lifting. You're on our shoulders. We're not on yours. It ain't carrying us. So I don't understand. Like, why would you want to be alone, ladies? Why? Why would you want to be alone? Like, I'm just curious. Boss babe of what? Yourself? Well, you should be a boss babe because you should take care of yourself. But you know, and it kills me today to see these older women, 35, 40, getting BBLs and trying to recapture their youth because they made a mistake or they squandered it, you know. And the men trying to be high value men, fucking having 2 cents to rub together, you know, taking a picture next to their friend's car. You know, we see that dealer sign right behind you, right? Like,
there's a lot of people looking for do-overs.
Yeah, I wish I could have a do-over. I tell you, man, boy, I would do it differently.
Man, look.
I would do it differently. I would definitely, out of the 3 that I could say that I've met that with the one, I would definitely ride and die with that one. I definitely would say, okay, you're on the ride with me, and we're gonna make this work. I can honestly say that, and I'm not even like I don't even have regrets about it. I have regrets about the decision I make, not regrets about because then I can look at where I am now and go.
You made a decision. You
would I have it? Would I have it? If I was with her, would I? I don't know.
If you got the talent, like I think that's the difference. Like if you got talent, at some point you will have to choose your talent because your talent has to take care of you. at some point, right? You only have so many opportunities to harness the best of your talent. And but on the other side, like what are you doing? Like if you got to put something down to carry the other,
Yeah.
then now the men that I believe, like you had a decision to make, and however you made it, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you made it work for you. It'd be different if you chose your talent and then you fell off on your talent too. Then what was it for?
Yeah. I mean,
So
you
you
know,
really shouldn't have any. This is me saying you shouldn't have any regrets if your talent is also feeding you. It will be different if you chose your talent and you didn't do well with your talent. You see what I'm saying?
right. Yeah.
Because like if you choose to, I don't know, um, forego a relationship and you go get with the wrong person, because you chose poorly, then that's something different too. There's a lot
Again,
of different variations in that.
but Vic, let's get off this chose wrong. What's wrong with choosing wrong? Everybody does it. You're not special. There's no such thing as choosing right. You choose the best person at the time that it happened. That's you at the time that it happened. That was the best you can do at the time that it happened,
The
right?
reason I
In
say
hindsight,
the reason I say chose wrong. We just watched that video of that lady that had to shut down her Facebook page, had to block the guy on the Facebook
but
page
she
because
chose right. She made the wrong decision. She chose right. She chose the guy. She made the wrong decision by going with the work husband. But she chose right. She chose right. Why do you think
explain
she
that.
didn't choose wrong? She made a wrong decision, but she chose right.
She chose what she wanted, so
Right. She
that's the
made the
part that
decision.
makes
She chose
she
wrong.
made a
She chose
decision.
right and made the wrong decision. She chose right and made the wrong decision. That's what she
So
did.
the right part of choosing is going with the emotion that makes sense.
Yeah, she
The
had the guy.
the
She had the
outcome is the bad decision. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like, okay, I understand how you're framing that.
Yeah,
So
she made the right decision. She had the guy. She had everything. She chose right. She chose
she
the right
did
man.
choose a man, because she
She
did
chose.
choose a man. Like
She
you
chose the
said, like,
man. She chose the
but she
man.
just
He was good. She was
she just
good.
made
He
the
was
wrong
this,
decision.
that, and then she made the wrong decision by going with her work husband.
Yeah,
That's
it's
how it
just
is.
like, yeah, she fumbled.
Yep. Yep.
But see, in this situation right here, with when you talk about yourself, I don't think you fumbled. I think you just chose
Oh
your
no,
work.
I did. Oh no,
You
I
fumbled.
did. Oh yeah, I fumbled. Oh yeah, dude. I still think out of the three that I could say was the one.
Yeah, you fumbled somewhere in
I
there.
should have be willing to build with my talent with that one instead of thinking that one would be a hindrance. I made the decision thinking she would be a hindrance on me. She would be a weight, and yeah. But I chose
Yeah.
right in the woman. Just made the wrong decision. I chose the. I just made a wrong decision.
I can see, the more you say that, I get it, because there's plenty of people that have been in good connection with the right person,
Right.
man or woman, and then they made decisions in the relationship
Yeah.
that were just like, you shouldn't have made that
Yeah.
decision in
Yeah.
hindsight,
You're right.
like where you alter the relationship because of the decision that you made.
Right, exactly. And
Okay.
I can say that now, years later, mature, grown up, I can see a clear picture of it. Clear picture of it where I went wrong. And that's what's so
Mhm.
great about it. That's why I have no regret about it, because I owned it. Right? I owned it. I have no regrets about it. But I know I can tell you based on my situation and my choices that I've made, I'm a whole person, not damaged goods and all that. I'm able to see it clear, things clear now. I'm able to give my heart fully and freely and all that shit and be with that one person. And there's no other woman. If I chose this woman, there's no other woman that can come in and entice me that I'm not getting at home. Right?
Yeah.
That's why when Kevin Samuels said marriage ain't about love, I just look and go, you're an idiot. What do you mean it's not about love? Why would I be with you if I don't love you? Like, why would I wake up in the middle of the night and take a bullet for you if I don't love you? Like, it doesn't make sense what people say that, right? It doesn't make sense to me, right? But today, with everybody being so scared about getting into relationships and asking stupid questions like, what's your body count? Like, you're going to be honest. What do you bring to the table? Like, you're going to be honest.
I have a theory about those people that ask those shallow questions.
They're stupid
Uh,
questions in my book, but okay.
yeah, I think it's some things like we had a show about that. You know what I'm saying, about men. But you were talking about respecting women, and we was talking about men feeling like it's a necessary question to ask. But if you're paying attention, there'll be plenty of indicators to let you know that that question will answer itself. Like,
Right.
there's literally no need to ask that question. So the
That
people that
exactly.
the people that ask that question, my theory is that they just struggle with women. They don't really know how to communicate with them. I think it's a lot of men that like to cross-examine women like an attorney. That's what we've gotten to, right? I did a live a few months back. I think it's April sometime. I'm like, when will the defense rest? Because we are cross-examining each other like we're on trial.
Right.
And the men that are doing that the most are the men that I think struggle with getting women,
Right.
struggle with communicating with women, because it's hard to communicate with someone when you don't know how to respect them. Some men don't know
Right.
how to respect women. Like,
And listen, we talked about this briefly, and I'm going to bring it back to you again.
mhm.
I was watching another stream, and again, like I said, I turned down my YouTube viewing quite a bit to get this clarity in my head now. Men don't know how to talk to women anymore. We're so rude and disrespectful, clapping cheeks, and we just talk down to them like, dude, you're only talking like that because it's not a Candace Owens in front of your ass. Because a woman that has her shit together is just going to look at you like, who do you think you're talking to? You're the man, you're the leader and all, but I'm not going to let you disrespect me, and I'm able to walk away from your ass. And at the end of the day, I'm going to get me another man, but you ain't going to find another me. Any smart woman would be able to say that to a good man, right? Or any good woman would say that. And the way men, you ask a woman, so did he clap your cheeks? How did you sleep with the, like, look who you're talking to. You can't talk to a good woman like that. It doesn't work. It doesn't translate the same way. At least the woman I want to marry. She's gonna put me in charge of that.
Which is why I said before, the men that communicate that way usually are the men that don't know how to talk to ladies, don't know how to talk to women respectfully. They're used to dealing with transactional connections with certain types of women. And those women and those men are all in their own pool. Like those folks, they're gonna struggle with self-respect too, because if they respond to it, then they're gonna keep talking to them that way,
Right.
So that demographic of men and women is their own pool. That's usually the sexually undisciplined pool. The undisciplined people respond to the things that repulse other people, that are disciplined. So
right.
That's my theory on that. So because you got to put people on one side, because there's a lot of men that's muddying the water for other men that are men that lack confidence are having their vision skewed by some of the worst men that are in the loud minority, as my man Chris would like to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, body count only matters to the men that aren't in the count in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was having, I've had multiple conversations with men that have confidence issues, you know what I'm saying, through consulting and stuff, right? And the first thing I pay attention to is men that blame women for everything. Men that blame women for everything. Saying that there's a scarcity of women, saying that there's not any type of women out here that's for them or whatever. Like, you have to be the best version of you first.
Right.
Like, you have to show up.
Yeah.
You can only find the women. You can only, afford attraction from the women that reflect yourself.
Yeah, but
like
again, it's scarcity of women, but that's because you're looking outside of your league. You're looking outside of your league. If there's a
Welcome
scarcity of
to your
women,
level.
you're reaching too high.
Welcome to your level.
Yeah,
You know,
you're
like
reaching too high.
if you sit back and like if you look at, let's just say if you actively pursuing women, right? And if for the ladies too, if you're actively pursuing men, but you're only getting feedback from a certain type of man or a certain type of woman that has a certain type of behavior, that's the level that you're on.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you have someone else that will still accept you and you don't find that person attractive, that's you denying your opportunity. You know what I'm saying? It's something different
Right.
because there's somebody out there that's ready to enhance you. There's somebody, if you're actively looking for a relationship, there's somebody out there prepared to enhance the other person, and they're
Dude,
willing to
say it.
accept. Yeah, because if you go into it with a transactional mindset, especially if you know, like for the women that's listening, if you go into a relationship, if you go into a conversation and dialogue with a man and asking a lot of transactional questions, he's going to treat you transactionally. And the
Right.
same for men. Men, if they're asking these transactional questions like what's your body count, the transactional language is count. And you know what I'm saying, like it's keeping score to some degree, you know what I'm saying. And if you're functioning on that language, you're going to attract people that are looking for any language that would allow them to talk to you in a way where they just put you in another number. Then that's how you end up being in body count conversations. That's how you end up being in, well, you're gonna pay all my bills, this, that, and the other. So like the men that's complaining about women saying that they want us to pay all of the bills, and they're not doing this, or they're not gonna be submissive. Those
Okay.
those men, those men that are getting in that conversation, that's a reflection of the lack of work they've done on themselves to a degree. You know, there may not be all of them because sometimes you just got to go through the dating pool. But what men that can attract what they want don't do is complain about women they don't want.
But men need to understand something, and I'm excluding the celebrities, basketball players at that level. Okay, I don't want to talk about those. Let's talk about realistic men. Every married man, you know what they need to do? They need to look at their wife and say, look at their wife, no matter how many years you're married. That's the best you can do at the time you did it. Period. Now, the market, when you leave her, will tell you what you can do now. But beside you is what you can do at the time you did it. That's what your level was. Period. So I don't know what these men are talking about. There ain't nothing out here. I'm a single guy dating. I go out every weekend. I spend at least $100 on drinks and shit, hanging out with the boys, dinner, easily 100. And I can tell you, the market is not like when I was younger. It's not, right? And the girl I had back then that was hot and fine, that to me, because hot and fine to me, I'm not saying what you would think about her. I'm saying at the time, was the best I could do at the time I did it. Period. Now I'm older, wiser, richer, smarter. Two different markets.
Yeah,
Two different markets.
Because
so just remember that, men.
Because the women that might be attracted to you now, you might not be attracted to them.
And you know what? What the funny thing is, at my age, it's not even about the looks anymore because gravity comes to us all. Now it's about, can you keep my interest? Can you keep can we get along for the rest of our lives together? Are you the real McCoy? Can you cook? Can you maintain a home? Can you live up to my expectations of how I live? Can we get along? Because after I get used to your looks, that's what I'm left with.
Yeah.
And I don't know why people can't be realistic like that. That's as real as I can tell you. But all these guys that have money now and they're with their wives and they have money now and they're rich and they did well for themselves and these young women are hitting on them and all that. Listen, they're not hitting on you for your looks. They're hitting on you for the money that you gained while you were with your real partner. They're not going after your looks now as you're older. No. What you got in your wife was what you could get. But the new ones coming in are the ones that are looking at what you materialistically have. Those are the ones that I'm talking about. That like, don't judge the market like that. You know, how about you go into the market with what you had when you found your wife? Let's see how that works out for you.
That's a great note to close out on. I want to take a moment to shout out our sponsor again, Leah McGee with State Farm. Go to McGeeforme.com. Check out some of the insurance products she has to help you leverage wealth in your life and take care of your family. For those of you that's trying to look out for the future, and you see the number 254-634-9600, McGeeforme.com. Man, great conversation. Covered a lot of ground, and um, and it makes a lot of sense. More so now than what it was before. And I like the way you know what I'm saying, like you tied every piece of what you're saying to what's actually taking place in in social media land, and you're looking at it from your perspective in real life. And I like to be able to ask questions, you know what I'm saying, and jump in from time to time, because this platform
Great
isn't about
question.
everything that I think, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about everything that I think. It's about it's about having a general respect for what men value in the right men and the right women. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if you're gonna have a conversation about community and relationships are part of community. You know what I'm saying? Good, bad, and different. And whether you're in a romantic relationship with someone or not, you still gotta have relationships as a whole. You have to demonstrate a level of trust, discipline to be trustworthy. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to move forward when people don't trust each other. So with that being said, we are out. Greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. See you next week.